Everything you learned about Saturn was wrong. They showed you the pictures, the beautiful rings, the golden glow, the peaceful giant floating in the darkness. But what if I told you Saturn is one of the most violent, hostile, and terrifying places in our solar system? What if beneath that beauty lies a hell we can barely comprehend? Tonight, we uncover the truth about Saturn, and trust me, it's not what you think. We live here, on this fragile blue planet, protected by a thin atmosphere. Warmed by the sun, safe, but out there, beyond the asteroid belt, beyond Jupiter's chaos, floats a giant Saturn 9 times wider than Earth, made almost entirely of gas. With rings so massive, they stretch 175,000 miles across. For centuries, we looked at Saturn and saw elegance, perfection, a cosmic jewel. But in the last 50 years, NASA has sent probes into the darkness, and what they found changes everything. September 1st, 1979, Pasadena, California, NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory. The Pioneer 11 spacecraft was hurtling towards Saturn at 70,000 miles per hour. It was humanity's first close encounter with the ringed giant. Scientists didn't know what to expect. Would the rings destroy the probe? Would the magnetic field fry its instruments? But then the data started coming in, and it was wrong. Temperature readings that didn't make sense, wind speeds that defied physics. Magnetic fields stronger than predicted. Dr. James Van Allen, the same scientist who discovered Earth's radiation belts, looked at the data and said, "We are not looking at a peaceful world. We are looking at a war zone." He was right. 2 years later, in November 1980, Voyager 1 arrived. And it saw something impossible, a hexagon, a six-sided storm. Larger than Earth, spinning at Saturn's North Pole. Let me repeat that, a geometric shape in nature. 20,000 miles wide, perfectly symmetrical. Nothing like it had ever been seen in the solar system. Dr. Andrew Ingersoll, a planetary scientist at Caltech, called it one of the most bizarre atmospheric phenomena in the known universe. And here's the terrifying part. It's been raging for at least 40 years. Maybe longer, maybe forever, but the hexagon was just the beginning. In 2004, NASA launched the Cassini mission. For 13 years, it orbited Saturn, sending back data, taking photos, diving through the rings. And what it discovered changed everything. Storms on Saturn produce lightning strikes 10,000 times more powerful than anything on Earth. Imagine a bolt of lightning the size of Texas. Cassini measured wind speeds at Saturn's equator, 1,118 miles per hour. That's faster than the speed of sound. Wind strong enough to rip apart steel, to vaporize rock, to erase mountains. For context, the strongest hurricane on Earth? 190 miles per hour. Saturn's average wind speed? Over 1,000 miles per hour, and it gets worse. Here's where things get interesting. Scientists still don't fully understand why Saturn is so violent. There's no solid surface, no internal heat source like Jupiter. So where does all this energy come from? Theory 1. Internal heat left over from Saturn's formation for 0.5 billion years ago. Theory 2. The rings themselves constantly colliding, creating friction, generating energy. Theory 3. Something we don't understand yet. A process we haven't discovered. Dr. Carolyn Porco, leader of Cassini's imaging team, said in 2017, "Saturn is teaching us that we don't know as much about planets as we thought we did." And then ... Cassini's mission ended. NASA intentionally crashed it into Saturn's atmosphere. Why? To protect Saturn's moons, some of which might harbor life from contamination. But in its final moments, Cassini sent back one last discovery. Saturn's rings aren't solid. They're made of billions of chunks of ice, some the size of grains of sand. others the size of houses, and they're falling. NASA's scientists discovered that Saturn's rings are raining down onto the planet. Every second, 2,000 pounds of ring material vaporizes in Saturn's upper atmosphere. At this rate, the rings will be gone in 100 million years. We are living in the brief cosmic moment when Saturn has rings. If humans had evolved 100 million years later, we'd never see them. But there's something even more unsettling. Saturn's magnetic field traps deadly radiation. If you flew a spacecraft through it without shielding, you'd receive a lethal dose in seconds. The radiation around Saturn makes Chernobyl look like a sunburn. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine you're falling towards Saturn. At first, it's beautiful. The rings gleam in the sunlight. The golden clouds swirl beneath you. But then the descent begins. You enter the atmosphere. Winds hit you at 1,100 miles per hour. Your body would be torn apart instantly, but let's say you survive. You keep falling, the pressure builds 10 atmospheres. 100, 1,000, your bones would compress, your lungs would collapse. And you'd keep falling for 40,000 miles. Through ammonia clouds, hydrogen gas, lightning storms the size of continents. Until finally you'd reach the core, a core so hot 20,000 degrees Fahrenheit it glows. Hotter than the surface of the sun, but you'd never see it. Because the pressure would have crushed you into nothing. That's Saturn. Not peaceful, not serene, a hellscape wrapped in beauty. But here's the thing, we're not done with Saturn. In 2027, NASA will launch Dragonfly, a nuclear-powered drone destined for Titan, Saturn's largest moon. It will search for signs of life in a world with liquid methane lakes and organic chemistry. And scientists are already designing the next Saturn orbiter. One that could dive deeper, measure more, solve the mysteries Cassini left behind. Because every answer we get leads to 10 new questions. Why the hexagon? Where does the energy come from? What's at the core? Saturn isn't done surprising us. We look up at Saturn and see beauty. And it is beautiful, but beauty doesn't mean safe. Saturn is a reminder the universe doesn't care about us. It doesn't owe us comfort or peace. It simply is. A churning, violent, magnificent engine of chaos. And we tiny, fragile, curious get to witness it. The scariest planet in our solar system, maybe, but also the most humbling. Saturn reminds us, we are not the center of the universe. We are witnesses to its wonders and its horrors. If this changed how you see Saturn, hit that subscribe button. We're exploring the most terrifying, beautiful, and mysterious objects in space, one video at a time. Next up, the black hole that shouldn't exist. See you there.